Hello, Big Plates here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the progress I've made to my custom LEGO 757-200 in the American Airlines Chrome livery. Now before I do that, please head over to LEGO Ideas and support the 737-500. We are slowly running out of time on that one, and I really want to see this one get to 10,000. So I will leave a link in the description below if you want to go help get that to 10,000 on LEGO Ideas. We did it with the Southwest one, and we're going to do it with that one. Now let's get to the crux of this video, which is the American Airlines 757, and the most important thing, the wings. That's right, the wings are now complete. Now obviously some things here and there are going to continue to be tweaked, and as you can clearly see, I did change the nose from last time since everybody was complaining about that. I added the wedge bricks and got rid of the tapering and stepping, so I think it looks better. Again, not perfect, but pretty much better. But this video is all about those wings, and they were actually much more difficult than they appear in comparison to other wings. Now, I will admit these were also very difficult to implement, but these wings, I'll explain it in this video why they were harder to build than you would expect. So first I'm going to show you sort of the features of what they have, and I'm going to show you the flaps first. So I'm going to have to sort of squeeze back here. Oh, here we are. Here are the flaps. So again, I'm going to try to be doing this one-handed, so you can see that all the flaps do work. These are in the fully extended position, and to retract them, you just can fold it like this. See if I can get this started pointing in the right direction. This can go in. I think something just disconnected there. There we go. Like this. Then this one right here can fold up, and then see if this works today. Yep, all the way in. Then the flap track can come up. So yeah, that's how the flaps on this thing work. Again, sorry about the shaky camera, but I'm like trying to maneuver around the table here. But yeah, that's how the 757 flaps work. Now, what made these extremely difficult compared to other flaps I've done is the thickness of the wing. The wing is very thin towards the end, and the design of the flaps and the design I decided to go with the wing made it very difficult to actually get it to work, because it wanted to be thick, and if I made it any thinner it would start becoming fragile. So it was a very tedious balance between making it sturdy and functional, but I think it actually turned out pretty well. The dihedral was kept and it all worked out. So I'll show you down here what the flaps look like from below. You can see that they are extended on this side, and over here they are retracted. I believe they're retracted, yeah. And you can also see a better view of the landing gear, which have been holding up pretty well, actually. I'm fairly satisfied with how they've been doing. And I don't know if I demonstrated this to you in the last video, but here, I'm going to go over and get the remote control. This thing does have power functions, and you can actually activate the engines. I finally put spinners on them, so you can actually see them moving. But yeah, I finally got that up and running as well. So that's pretty cool. Again, this video is mostly about the wings and the progress that I've made to them, but yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. And as of right now, I know the proportions probably look a little funky. I'm sorry about the lighting there, it's changing. But I know the proportions probably look a little funky, but that's because I haven't actually gotten the tail on yet, obviously. And once I get the tail on, this thing right here will no longer be there. I know some of you saw that in the last video and like, oh, I thought your planes could stand by themselves. And they can. The problem is that without a tail, there is a disproportionately large amount of weight on the nose gear. So I'm just trying to keep it from being under too much stress and bending too much, because once we get the tail on, this thing will be balanced perfectly, so we don't have to worry about that. Another thing you guys may or may not notice, I know it's in the brighter light, it might be a little more unnoticeable, but I also got interior lights on. So I'm going to lift this up just to show you. I'm not completely done with all the wiring and stuff. I need to hide all that and get this nice and clean. And obviously, obviously, as you can see, there is no interior yet. That will be in probably the next update. But yeah, I was excited to get the interior lighting in, and that thing is going to not want to cooperate. There we go. I was excited to get the interior lighting in because one thing I want to really get a cool picture of is inside this plane when it's done. So I can put like a little camera in there and take pictures of the inside of the model when it's done. And I think that will look really cool. Obviously, the parts for the seats have not shown up yet, so there is no interior. But yeah, that's most of the progress on the wing. It's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm pretty happy with how the winglets turned out. They're not perfect, and I almost decided not to go with the winglets on this plane, but I wanted to go with them because it's the most modern American Airlines 757. But unfortunately, American Airlines is not operating 757s anymore, but the ones they were operating used the winglets, so that's what I'm going with on this one. Hopefully in the next update I will have the tail to show you. I might also have the interior, but I might save that for the final video. But yeah, expect progress on the tail in the next video. And before this video ends, I'm sorry to my patrons over on Patreon. I meant to put you guys at the front, but I really want to get that 737 to 10,000. So here's a list of my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you to everybody on Patreon who helps us support the channel. You guys are one of the main reasons why I'm able to build these planes, and yeah, I really appreciate it. You guys, again, are one of the reasons why I'm able to build these. So if you want to go support the channel over on Patreon, I will leave a link in the description below. So that's all I really have for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and that's it for now. Bye for now.